As-salamu alaykum, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Spill with MIL&DIL.
Yeah, episode 16 today.
16. 4 more to go till we get to episode 20.
Yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah. Right. Oh, actually, let's do our Islamic reminder. I nearly forgot about that. Because Aunty has something that she wants to discuss today. I have no idea what it is. Okay, so today's Islamic reminder is Allah gives us trials and hardships not to make you weak, but strengthens us through them. Yes,
That's a good one.
Right. We were actually just talking about that downstairs.
Yeah.
So,
First of all, I was going to speak in Urdu, but I found out that Nafis has to do more editing to translate it, so I'm gonna try not to speak as much. But wherever I'm not comfortable with explaining that, I still speak Urdu or Punjabi.
okay.
First of all, I would like to say that whatever we are going to discuss today is got nothing to do with our relationship.
Yeah, okay.
I love my daughter-in-law to bits.
Yeah.
I care for her so much. I treat her as my own daughter.
Yeah, okay.
I think so.
Yeah, you do. No, you do.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
We are going to talk about, in general, whatever surrounding us and in dramas and, with families and friends and things like that happening. I'm going to talk about that point of view.
Okay.
Is for the wherever we talk about or discuss about this, that we always say that mother-in-laws. We do say about daughter-in-laws as well, but mostly about 80% we talk about this, that in-laws are not good.
Okay. So in general in-laws?
In general,
all
yeah.
in-laws, yeah.
All in-laws. Or the mother-in-law is no.
Okay.
Mostly mother-in-law is toxic, obsessed, this and that.
Yeah.
So much blame for mother-in-law and also the rest in-laws as well. But we very less talk about the daughter-in-laws because whenever we go on live, about 80% girls are there
the young
who
girls.
are the daughter-in-laws, are daughter-in-laws or to be daughter-in-laws. So we always pinpoint on mother-in-laws or in-laws. But today,
and I think also because my account, I am a daughter-in-law, that's why a lot of people are
true.
My age in that sense, yeah.
But because you asked a couple of weeks before, or last week before last week, you were saying that we should have some kind of mother-in-law who is actually toxic and not good. So we can ask her that why she's like that, or whatever she do to her daughter-in-law, why she does it and this and that. So that made me think this, that why not I become and talk about like one.
Yeah.
I am not the toxic mother-in-law.
Okay.
Your rest in-laws not like that, but we just want to talk about this. So I will be saying or thinking or asking those things, why daughter-in-law does this and that. So and why mother-in-law does the toxic things.
So you're going to pretend to be...
Pretend to be.
Okay.
So what kind of thinking mother-in-law think, and that's why they become like that.
Okay.
So there's 3 reasons. One, if mother-in-law is not good, either she didn't have that good relationship with her in-laws or with the mother-in-law, that's why she's like that. Or she had a good relationship with them, but it's her nature, it's her personality that even though having good relationship with in-laws or with mother-in-law, that's what her nature is. So it doesn't matter how good the other people are with her, but she will be no good with the others. And third reason, that she had bad experience and she wants to take the revenge in a other way. If I had that relationship, bad relationship, why should I, give good relation to my daughter-in-law? So she'll be like that. So these are 3 reasons.
And I think the third reason that happens a lot in dramas, don't they?
Yeah, that's why I've been watching in drama. That's why I've been in real life as well with families and stuff like that. That been hearing this and watching all those politics. In families and stuff. So that's why I just wanted to talk about that. What daughter-in-law, what I know through families or through dramas and things like that, that what a daughter-in-law thinks. They thinks that our mother-in-law is so obsessed with their son, with her son, and she doesn't let him to spend time or do better things or spend better life with his wife. So why is she like that? Because like when daughter-in-law comes to the family, new family, sorry, I will be talking more today, but we might have 2 episodes so where I will give chance to Aisha as well, so she can speak about behalf of those toxic and good daughter-in-law as well. So I will be talking more, but obviously wherever you think that you want to put your opinion,
that's fine.
Tell me. So sorry, I was saying that why they're obsessed and the daughter-in-law's complaint is that why they don't let them spend time and this and that. So same way as one girl comes to a new family and she needs time and adjust and stuff, and she's always scared or be worried, concerned that I don't know what family's gonna be like with me or what they're gonna be doing with me, or am I gonna be having a good relationship with my in-laws or mother-in-law or not. And so all those worries daughter-in-law
she's
has,
gonna have
don't you think
I had the exact same, because
you
you don't know what's gonna happen really.
That's right. So same way, try to understand mother-in-law has the same feelings. That she doesn't know what's the daughter-in-law gonna be like. What she's gonna treat her,
especially if she's not had a daughter-in-law before.
Not daughter-in-law. And it's gonna be hard for her to adopt one new girl in family and give her all those, because she's gonna be having the similar feelings as well. She should have less. Mother-in-law should have less that fear or those feelings, because she's been a daughter-in-law herself. She's gone through it. She's got experience about that, so she should have less. But because same way as daughter-in-law hears from others all the negativity or all those things, and that's why she has all those worries that what's my mother's gonna be like or what my in-laws gonna be like. Same way mother-in-law's been hearing all these negativities. So and so's daughter-in-law's no nice, so and so's daughter-in-law is doing this and that too. So she's gonna have the same feeling. She's gonna have the same fears that what's my daughter-in-law gonna be. She's gonna be insecure, and when that insecurity comes in mother-in-law's feelings, then she starts thinking, oh, so and so's daughter-in-law tried to control her husband or her in-laws, so mine is gonna be doing that. So that negativity, 1.10%, 20%, something according to that in-law's personality or nature, they will be thinking that way. So to overcome all those things, same way we always say that the mother-in-laws or in-laws should understand the new generation and new rules and new things what new generations have been, and they should have all those understandings and adopting all those ideas of them. Same way I would request to those daughter-in-laws that you need to understand that as well, that yes, you left your family, you came to new family, new all the environment and everything, but you need to understand that you need to give time to mother-in-law as well to understand you, to adopt you as a daughter, and give her your, like spend time with her, give her comfortability as well. It never works. If, for example, our relationship, if it's good, it's not just because I'm good, that's why. Or neither is because just Aisha's good, that's why.
Yeah.
Because we both put effort.
Yeah.
We both respect each other.
Yeah.
We both try to understand each other. We both spend time with each other and try to avoid those things which the other person doesn't like.
Yeah.
So that's why it happens. Same way I would request to all those daughter-in-laws that I understand, I agree 100% that it's not your duty Islamically that you have to look after your in-laws or you have to do all those things for them. I agree with that. It's not, and the pressure shouldn't be there for you, for the daughter-in-law from in-laws, but still,
you can still
to
be
get
a nice
the
person.
reward, you can be a nice person. You can get reward from a life you do extra. For example, it's not in your duty that you look after your mother-in-law. But if your mother-in-law is, for example, she's not well enough to do all those house chores, or she's not well enough to do some of her own even stuff. So if you'll help her or be a nice person, be a better person, you'll get reward from God.
100%.
And your husband will be happy. And if you build a relationship with her in a positive way, then it'll be all good. There won't be any issues. But I'm not saying that she should sacrifice her own, enjoyment or all those things. She can have time for those things as well.
Yeah.
She can make
it's a balance, isn't it?
Have the balance.
Yeah.
So please, all those daughter-in-laws who thinks that Islamically we don't have any responsibility to look after the in-laws or to do things for them or do the house chores for them, you are going to be a good person if you do those things or look after your in-laws or have a good balance in your life for all the relationship, like sister-in-law or brother-in-law. I always say this, and I might keep repeating this, that I am not asking for this, that they have any pressure or they do all the responsibilities, they do all the chores and stuff, but here and there, helping them, asking them, offering them for help is not gonna harm you at all. You'll have actually not just for here all that respect and all those good thinking from others and appreciation from your in-laws and your mother-in-law. Also, from God, you will be having a good reward in afterlife. So inshallah, if you do this. That's why my concern is that, why I always been hearing from the daughter-in-laws that, my mother-in-law is no good. My mother-in-law does this. My mother-in-law doesn't give us time, this and that, all those things. This is a real life. It's not a film. It's not a drama that, you want that dreamy life. You need to have that, all those enjoyments, all those things what you need to do. But obviously, you have to balance it.
And some days will be more, and some days will be less.
That's right. Yeah.
That's just life, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, but that is just life. Even in like husband and wife relationship,
that's
the same thing.
With any relationship, with even couples, like I will mention this as well, that some daughter-in-law, again, for that insecurity that one mother-in-law has, that, when daughter-in-law is gonna come, she's gonna control us.
Yeah.
She's not gonna look after us. She's gonna even control her husband, our son. She's gonna take him away from us. He won't be respecting us as much as he was doing before marriage. All those thinkings they're gonna have. So it's daughter-in-law's duty to not let them happen. And don't let them think that way, that, if you'll start doing from even start, 100% you need time, but whatever time you need to be comfortable with family, you do take that. But as long you are respecting them, you are trying to be a better person with them, it shouldn't be any problems. But if still the in-laws, obviously, I'm gonna say this again, that, It depends on every relation,
yeah.
every situation, every family, how they like, what they do. Was the mother-in-law with her mother-in-law? What kind of relationship she had with in-laws? How she's gonna be? So according to that, you work on your life and spend the time. But
yeah.
these things, and then also I will give tips to daughter-in-law that if you have good relation starting with and building a good relationship with your in-laws and mother-in-law, you need to one thing that you need to try to make time and spend time with them. Buy them little gifts.
And I think that's where a lot of daughter-in-laws don't want to do that.
That's right.
And I think that's really sad because I'd like to do that with you. I have done from a get-go, buy you, surprise you with little things, or whatever, is take you out, we do things together.
All these things, you know how much made a difference.
But I think a lot of daughter-in-laws, and I'm just saying this not from my experience because I'm not like that with you, but from hearing people that I can't be bothered, I don't want to, I just want to spend time with my husband. But then you're not going to have that strong relationship, or if you do want to have a relationship with her, then you need to put some effort in, just like you're putting in effort in with your husband. And unfortunately, some daughter-in-laws don't want to.
Don't want to, and also they want to. When they think about themselves, they say that Islamically we are not having this duty that we need to look after them and this and that. But you need to, as a daughter-in-law, you need to understand this, that Islamically, you cannot stop your husband to look after his parents.
And also,
you cannot stop him.
Respectful to anybody in
That's
life.
right, and you cannot stop him to spend time with their family. Just same way you left your family, you want to spend time with your family still. You want to go to see them. You can't. Some daughter-in-law does. Like according to the real life I've seen and the dramas I've seen, what they do, they don't let them go to see their parents if they're living separate. And that's why the in-laws, the mother-in-law, doesn't want to be living separate than her sons if she's got obviously only one or two or whatever. But if there's a big family, obviously they do do things according to their situation. But if they want to live just for that reason, that the son's not gonna come to see them as often, the son's not gonna have time for them, and it happens because daughter-in-law doesn't want that. And daughter-in-law wants the more and more time to spending with him separately, with his family. And that's where the issue starts coming, and all those problems starts happening. That if you think Islamically for yourself, then you need to think Islamically for your husband as well. That he's got parents. His parents brought him and made him a better person. He's lived all his life. Now all of a sudden, because he's married now, and you think that he shouldn't be spending any time with them. No, look, there's 24 hours in a day. Yes, if you work in 8 hours, your work. Then rest 16 hours. Take 8 hours to sleep. Rest 8 hours left. 8 hours. If you spend only couple of hours with your parents and 6 hours with your family, that should be fine. Parents shouldn't have a problem because he's got family now. He need to spend more time not with you guys, but with his family now. So at least an hour or 2 hours, according to situation, according to work pattern, according to your time, however you spend in the day, you need to make sure. If daughter-in-law does this, that make sure that her husband goes to see his parents. I don't think any in-laws or any parents should have any problem or should have any bad relation with daughter-in-law.
Because you're spending equal time with your family and his family.
That's right.
And nobody should.
That's right. And also appreciate. My parents, in-laws should appreciate if that happens, that their son comes to see them and their daughter-in-law comes to see them after, and she respects them. She, does the things accordingly, whatever she needs to do, then appreciation should be there.
Both sides.
Both sides. They should always appreciate that, because when the daughter-in-law is gonna hear good things from the in-laws that, oh, thank you for coming to see us, or thank you for sending son.
Yeah.
You know, all those little
Just a little
things
thing, yeah.
that made a difference.
Yeah.
That made a lot of difference. That, you know, to have a good relationship with them, good bond with each other. And that's what my thinking was today. So
I just wanted to add actually to a bit where you're saying about mother-in-laws being obsessed. Now, I think we've had this conversation, just me and you, we've had it just in our normal talks, how sometimes why some mother-in-laws might be obsessed with their sons is because they haven't got that love from their husband. So they're seeking it through their son. And if they've only got the one son, or even if they've got two, you know, however many, it doesn't matter. But because their husband, and a lot of in your generation, even as maybe even sometimes in my generation, depending on what the marriage is like,
right.
If your husband is not giving you any love, then, and you've got children, you're going to take all that love from them. So it might come across that, oh my gosh, she's so obsessed, she's always wanted to spend time with him. But it's because her own husband, you know, if is not giving her any time, he just expects her to cook and clean and, you know, doesn't treat her like a servant, you know, doesn't give her that kind of love, then it makes sense as to why she's acting out in that way.
But there, I'll add this to this point, that their daughter-in-law shouldn't be thinking that it's not my fault or it's not my husband's fault that if she's not having that love from him and now she's asking us. That's her fate. That's her.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
can't
life.
blame her.
You can't blame her.
And some
you don't even know.
That.
You don't even know that how good person she is, but she's still having that kind of treatment from her husband or from her in-laws, and she wants to be loved. With son and daughter-in-law, and that shouldn't be a problem for daughter-in-law.
You see it a lot. Like even I'm sure, like people who have kids my age who have children, and if their husband is not as loving or as caring or not there as much, they're going to put all their love into that child.
That's right.
Because they're not getting it from anywhere else, especially if it's just her, the baby, and the dad, just them three, and the dad's not giving any attention. So naturally, for example, if I was in that situation, if he really wasn't giving me any attention, he just went to work, came home, where's food, you know, treated me like that. And if I had a child, I would spend my whole life just loving this kid because my husband is not really giving that. So growing up, maybe I might be a bit obsessed with it if it's a boy, like as in, you know, both if it's a girl or boy. But I'm just saying that in sons it's more because of that male-female bond that you have and all of this whatever behind it. So I think also just to understand that, see what the mother-in-law's relationship like is with her husband, because naturally if she is in a very happy, loving relationship, they're going on dates, the mother-in-law, father-in-law both go on dates, for example, they go out, they go on a holiday, then she's not going to be like too in your face.
It's same if a mother-in-law didn't have good relationship with her husband or in-laws, then but son is having it. Mother-in-law shouldn't be jealous. Mother-in-law shouldn't be saying why they're spending time. Why are they going out more often? Why are they doing this or why are they doing that? She should be understanding that was her life, whatever happened. It's nothing to do with her daughter. She should be happy for them that at least they have what she didn't have. At least they have that. And same way, if daughter-in-law is not having as good, she's having good but not as good as her in-laws are, her mother-in-law and father-in-law are, and they're going out, they're doing things, but she can't be jealous that, you know, I'm not saying that she put up on really, you know, a bad husband or who's treating her really badly and stuff, but where you can have balance that, you know, you, here and there you are going out, but not as much as them, they shouldn't be. Jealousy shouldn't be there.
No.
Neither of them. No, for the mother-in-law and the in-laws, or no for the daughter-in-law or her husband. And also, it's within laws, it's not just mother-in-law or father-in-law in house.
There's so many others.
There's so many other relations. For example, mostly I hear this, that because obviously if they have brothers and they're married and their wives are there, that's fine, but mostly they are moved out, so they're living 1 or 2 sons living together, and it's not as bad. So, but sister-in-law's there. So this next bits I'm going to add is for the sister-in-law, for Nand, who is sister of husband. She should be paying her part.
Yeah.
She shouldn't make or create issues between them, or doing the things which they don't like, or just sitting there and ordering for things like make me this or make me that, or not doing any house chores or putting her effort to do things. She shouldn't be like
especially
that.
if she's at an age of...
especially, that's right. Especially if she's old enough to do the house chores, to help her sister-in-law out, Barbie out. And if, especially if they have kids as well. If nothing else she can do, at least she can, help her out, looking after the children, or playing with children, or if they are old enough to go to schools, pick and drop, some kind of, according to however mother or however the Barbie wants her to do. She should be offering, helping, and doing things and taking her part in life and learning things from, sister-in-law, that, because she's gonna be one day the same relation as well, that she's gonna be sister-in-law for somebody. So she will be having the same feelings. So whatever feelings she's gonna have for herself, she should be doing those things. Because if you don't do, and then same for the mother-in-law as well, that she shouldn't be making her daughter not to do things and not to help, because some people do. Some mother-in-law does that. Oh, you don't need to. She's here. She can do it. No, it's not fair. It's not fair. Or putting pressure on a daughter-in-law and saying that she'll be doing it. No, as much as if she's old enough, she can help out. She should be helping, and they should be encouraging. In-laws, mother-in-law, father-in-law should be encouraging their daughter, that learn from her, do things, and shouldn't be comparing. We did mention this about comparing. They shouldn't be comparing the things or house chores or, cleaning, cooking or anything like that with the daughter-in-law, that, oh, she does better and you don't do better. It's just,
and especially if there is 3 or 4 people or 5 people living in the house, everybody should be contributing to all of those things. Like we do in our house, we all contribute to cleaning, cooking. Maybe me and you might do more, you might do more. The Nafis and Uncle might not do as much. But, cleaning wise and stuff like that, they go shopping and do all the shopping, whereas they don't do that.
We all do take part. Whatever you can do, you should be taking part in that.
So I think it is like a joint effort.
And also, appreciate. Appreciation should be there. For example, if mother-in-law cooked and she's done nice cooking, just say something.
Thank you.
Say
really
something
nice.
It was nice. And nothing, it's not going to harm you by saying something nice to her. She'll be happy. Or if daughter-in-law has done something, cooked something, then mother-in-law or rest-in-laws or her husband should be praising.
You should do what the piece does. So good. You're going to exaggerate.
So this what I really think that it should be happening, all those things to make a nice environment in the family. And
no, definitely. And I think it's just that understanding of that person's background and life and what they've gone through, especially because you're speaking from a mother-in-law's point of view. Obviously, the daughter-in-law's coming, she doesn't know anything about the mother-in-law's history, unless it's family, of course, it's a bit different. But like me coming in, I didn't know anything about the history of your life, your marriage, or even your childhood, or whatever it is. So when you started speaking to me about it, then I had a bit more of an understanding of why you're...
do certain things
exactly,
different
your
way,
personality and things like that. Like you say, you're sensitive. Now, because if you never told me that, then I'm not going to know. So it's having that understanding. Same with you know about me, like you know that around certain people I'm a bit more quieter, but with other people I'm more... But now you know, you're not going to go, why is she so quiet? Like, you just know that now.
And that's what we learn from communication. Through the communication, Aisha told me about herself, I told her about myself, and that's how we get to know each other, and we started doing things accordingly then, that, whatever Aisha likes, I do, and whatever I like, Aisha try to do it.
And it's also like your upbringing, like how my mum brought me up. is that how I behave kind of now, and how your mum and dad brought you up is how you behave. So it's just, you've got to think about, put yourself in that person's shoes and think, okay, maybe this is the reason why they're acting out. If there is literally zero reasons why, and sometimes people are just horrible people, and it doesn't matter what you do or what you say, they will never change.
That's why I mentioned that there's 3 reasons. Could be that doesn't matter how good relationship she had with in-laws or with husband or children or anybody, but because her nature is like that,
you can't change it.
They can't change it. She can't change herself. She should, but she won't change it. She'll be like that, even though she had good relationship, but she'll be bad with others, which is not good. And that shouldn't be happening. So we should be, I think we have talked a lot about all this, that, all those things were points I picked up for the mother-in-law. And hopefully, I think Aisha will have some things as well in her mind to speak about. So maybe if we need to, we will be doing in the next episode as well. We'll try to bring some other topic, but we'll cover this as well to start with. So my main thing is that, appreciation, communication, spending time, gifting, taking them out, all those things should be there to have a good relationship and balance. And especially, as everybody knows, that parents have should be having a lot of respect. Allah says as well that respect your parents, give them all that support financially, emotionally, or whatever they need to. When a child gets born, mother gives the birth to child, she doesn't leave him that you go and do whatever you need to do now. She helps him because he needs her. He needs the parents, and parents always be there for him and or her. And they bring them, they take them to do the study and all those things what they can do for them. So then when parents gets older, then it times come for the children, for the sons and daughters, that they look after them however they can. They can't say that, we've got no time, because parents sacrifice a lot of things, their time, their enjoyment, everything for them. They should be paying in return as well, because one thing that God will reward them for that, and is God's command as well, that they should be doing this. This is Islamically duty for them to be looking after their parents. So that time comes then to return their whatever they've given them, because when they get old, they can't do as much as they was doing when they were young. So
also when you become someone, we become that age as well, we're going to want our children to not forget about us, be like, come and see us, or it'll be the same as well.
But the thing is, the pressure shouldn't be there, neither from the parents or the daughter-in-law and son as well, that how much, just try your best that to have the balance in time, giving time, respect.
And neither should get annoyed with each other. Say, for example, there's a week where you haven't seen your parents, then the parents shouldn't get annoyed. And then vice versa. So it should be understanding the situation.
Maybe 1 week they couldn't come, and next week they stayed even for a couple of days because they were free and they had time. So parents should understand this.
Because life is busy. And especially when, if you're both working and you've got so much going on.
That's right, and everything is so expensive. You have to earn a lot to meet all those needs. So we shouldn't be annoyed or jealous or
and then you're trying to enjoy like your own marriage life, like spending time with your own partner. So it does feel like it's so much to balance in the way, but even if
when you start doing it, then it just gets easier for you, because you get used to it. If you have good relationship, you do want to spend time and do want to do those things, so you don't even feel it, but it is a lot to do.
Because even like sometimes I'm like, I don't get to see my parents as much, And like, I wish I could, but because I live an hour away, it means like it's about 4 or 5 hours of my day I need to be able to go, and sometimes after work I can't do that, and the weekend I work, it's just, so if they live 5 minutes down the road, I'd be around their house most days, but because of the distance, and there's some people that don't see their parents for years because they're across the country or whatever the reason, so I'm lucky, alhamdulillah, that I still get to see them as often as I do, because there's some daughters that don't get to see their parents even in a year.
Now I've got a question for you. That's why what I talked about, because we haven't discussed beforehand. Sometimes we do, but today we didn't. Whatever the points I brought and I mentioned and talked about, you agree with me?
I've said this to you, 100%, I've said this to you before as well, that we need to understand the person. So like, if I had no understanding of your background, then it wouldn't make sense why you, for example, you've said already on the podcast that you can be quite sensitive. If I didn't know why, then I might question, why she was being like this. But I understand now, so I'm a bit more, it's fine. Like, it's not like for God's sake kind of thing. And it never was a for God's sake kind of thing. But I'm just saying that some people might think,
and you actually, because you know this, you try to give me comfort.
Yeah,
exactly. You try to come to me.
And if anything, I want to try and make you feel better, not make you feel worse. So I think definitely, because same with like you said at the start, you said daughter-in-law doesn't know, and she's had all these negativities around mother-in-laws, and like you said, mother-in-laws have had lots of negativity probably around daughter-in-laws from family and friends. So we both are in the same boat.
Both insecure, both worried and scared, all those things. That's why I mentioned all this, and that's why they like that, because of the all negativity, the scene, all the things happening around them. They just think in the same. They shouldn't be. They should have some kind of trust or faith, whoever they bring in the house. But even though, when they go to see if it's arranged marriage and parents are looking for the son or daughter for the, to him or her to be married, they're really, really worried. They're concerned that I don't know what the other person's gonna be like, what the family's gonna be like. It's so really.
And I think also it's important to remember that, for example, me as a daughter-in-law going, I shouldn't expect her to be like my mum, because she's not my mum, and my mum, the way she brought me up is very different. Also, it's her ways, and how you brought your kids up is your ways. So you're not going to be the same. And the same with the mother-in-law is if they've got a daughter, you can't expect your daughter-in-law coming in the house to be the same as your daughter, because she's come from a different family. Even if you are in family, getting married in family, still you
will be respecting each other, but no comparing your own mother or your own daughter to be like the same. It can't be same.
Because if I did that, then how my mum loves me is so different to how you love me, because it is different love, because that's my mum. She brought me into this world. She sacrificed so much, like you were saying, and how you love your daughter is not going to be the same how you love me, because again, you brought her into this world, you sacrificed, and you fed and changed her nappy, and all that. So we should both parties should go into a situation that I don't have any expectation, clear mind, and go by how they're behaving and how they are, how they come across. And I also think as well, I just want to mention that the husband in this, so the son, the husband, should have that conversation with both mum separately before marriage, and what are you expecting for my wife to be like, and then also to his wife to be, what are you expecting for, so that he understands and can have that kind of understanding, so he can then, if there's anything that maybe the wife's worried about, he can kind of clear that up, and the mother's worried about,
that won't be issue, because obviously it's been cleared already before getting into the relation and marriage, so that should be cleared. And I think we talked a lot. Is there enough time?
I think we haven't got enough time. Should we do your advice?
We'll do the advice. I try to do accordingly whatever we talk about, then advice should be explained already in there. My advice is that please, whoever is either is a husband, wife, mother-in-law, father-in-law, whoever, sister-in-law, do appreciate others. Do appreciate even for little things, saying thank you or praising for doing something. Just appreciate.
Yeah.
Appreciate your family, appreciate your wife, appreciate your husband, each other for doing good things for each other. That makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Appreciation makes a lot of difference because the person who you appreciating, that feels really better, really good, that, and that gives that person encouragement to be better person.
And I think also appreciate yourself as well, because if you know that you're doing everything you can, then there's nothing more you can do. So knowing that I've done everything I can, and even if they are going to be negative, I'm still doing the right thing. So appreciate yourself and those around you as well.
So appreciate.
Yes.
And our word is appreciate as well.
Say that can be our word today.
Yeah, that's today's word.
So if you've got this far, guys, make sure you comment, appreciate down below, and please leave us some feedback as well.
I want to know that who's agree with me, whatever the point of views I've shared with you guys. If anywhere, any shape or form I've said something which and anybody didn't like, I apologize for that. But accordingly, however things happening in life and surrounding us, I try to talk about that. So
and you just got to remember, this is real life. We're not in the movie, so there's going to be ups and downs in all relationships and all everything. So it's not a smooth sailing. Allah tests us always, so that's why.
We pray Allah guide us all, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. And obviously finishing off, which is what we talked about today, is Allah gives us trials and hardships not to make you weak, but strengthens us through them. So I guess that kind of covers what we've said, that yes, you might be finding a daughter-in-law or mother-in-law, but you might be finding it difficult in that situation, but just keep going and Allah will strengthen you.
And also help us to carry on spreading this positivity.
Yes.
And inshallah we will be with you guys.
Make sure you're subscribing. We're nearly at 700 subscribers. We've got, I think, 677, was it?
That's right,
So we're not far off 700, which means we're not far off 1,000. We're closer to 1,000 now. So please keep subscribing, sharing, liking, commenting. And inshallah, we will see you next week.
Inshallah.
Allah Hafiz.